Should you hire someone to help get your house ready to sell? Do you wonder what to fix and what not to fix when getting a house ready to sell? Cool, because those are the topics we're going to talk about today. Hi, I'm Kelly Vandever. I'm a real estate agent in the Atlanta, Georgia area with Keller Williams, North Atlanta. Should you hire somebody to help you get your house ready to sell? If you want to get the most money from the sale of your home, then the answer is yes, you should. I'm going to walk through an example with a recent client to help you understand why my answer is yes. As part of the example, I'll talk about the things that you should update and things not to fix when getting a house ready to sell. So let's get started with the example. To respect my client's privacy, as I'm sure you'd want me to respect your privacy, I'm not going to show you any of the before pictures, but I will show you the after pictures so you can see the impact that the change has made. If you're thinking, but I don't have a lot of money to make updates, don't worry, hang with me still. There are programs. I'm with Keller Williams, and we have a program called Keller Ready to Sell. With the program, you can get a 0% interest loan, assuming you qualify, and you don't have to pay back the loan until closing. There are also other contractors that will be willing to work with you with waiting to get paid until closing. With the example I'm sharing today, my clients used the Keller Ready to Sell program. Here's what my client's house had going for it. It had over 3,000 square feet. It was a beautiful layout. It was a nice neighborhood, a nice private backyard, good light fixtures, stainless steel appliances, granite countertops, an unfinished basement, which is not super common in the Atlanta metro area. And the roof was only a year old. And speaking of the 1-year-old roof, there was some damage that happened to the roof, which caused it to be replaced. And along with the exterior damage was some interior damage. And my clients had not gotten that interior damage taken care of yet. Plus, there were a few other items, like a windowsill that needed to be replaced. The house hadn't been power washed in a little bit. And there was a few other things here and there that, let's face it, as we're living in a house, we maybe don't notice that little nick or whatnot. But when buyers are coming through, they'll be a lot more noticeable to them. So there were a few things that needed to be repaired. Additionally, the carpet was 18 years old. The house hadn't been painted since early on after they had moved in. The HVAC systems were also original to the home, so they were 18 years old. And the upstairs AC unit wasn't functioning properly, wasn't properly cooling the upstairs. There were 5 steps that came down off of the deck into the backyard, and over the years of settling, the steps had gotten a little wonky. They were still functional, they were still safe, but for somebody like a child trying to get up and down them, or an adult that has some balance issues, they might be problematic. And having lived in the house for 18 years, there was an accumulation of material possessions, stuff. Things that you maybe don't use anymore, but you put in the basement or in an extra bedroom because, the kid might want it. Or maybe somebody else might want it. But the kid never picked it up and nobody else ever got it. And with the day-to-day rush of life, my clients didn't get rid of it themselves or donate it to charity or sell it online or throw it away. I may or may not relate to this particular issue. I definitely relate to this issue. I've lived in my house for 26 years. I have a basement. I have an attic. I've got spare closets and bedrooms. It's so much easier to just put it away and deal with it later, but that's a topic for another video. Based on their current situation, here's what I recommended for my clients. I recommended replacing the carpet and painting the house. I recommended they get that repair work done. I recommended they hire somebody to remove those personal belongings that nobody wanted anymore. I recommended 2 new AC units, a deep clean. I recommended fixing the stairs for the deck and giving the deck a good power washing. And I also recommended that we stage it with furniture. There are a few other items that we asked the Keller Ready to Sell contractor to price out. When my client saw the total bill, they asked if we could back a few items out, and here were the things that I recommended that we remove. I mentioned earlier that I recommended we power wash the deck. It's on the north side of the house and it didn't get a lot of sun, so it really needed it. But the rest of the house, while it could have used a power washing, it didn't absolutely need it. So we removed the power washing of the house and the driveway. Would it have looked spiffier if we had done the power washing? Yes, it would have. But in this market, with the demand that we have, if we're looking to skip items, that was one I thought we could skip. I also recommended that we not replace the furnaces. In Georgia, the furnaces last twice as long as the AC units. If we're looking for a place to cut, I felt we could cut the furnaces without really impacting the ability to sell the house. And there were a couple of other small items I recommended that we skip. The key factors when deciding what not to fix when selling the house are, number one, is this something that people can't live with, or do they have a big fear that it will cost a lot of money to fix it? For instance, in the case of the damage that was done to the interior of the house, we needed to fix that. It would hurt us in trying to get it sold if we didn't. With those kind of repairs, I can't say that you'll get your money back, but I can say it will help in selling the house. And the second factor is, will there be any return on the investment? If you put more money into the house, you should be able to get more money back when you go to sell. So let's take a closer look at this example. I estimate that if we sold as is without making any changes, the home would have sold for less than $500,000. The updates I recommended cost almost $39,000. Of course, remember, with the Keller Ready to Sell program, my clients didn't have to come out of pocket for that money. They just paid it back at the closing. Here's what the house looked like with the repairs, the paint, the carpet, and the staging. The house sold for $625,000. So if you do the math by taking the sales price of $625,000, subtracting out the cost of the repairs, $39,000, and subtract the as-is price of $500,000. Making the change helped add $86,000 to the sales price of the home. In this example, it was definitely worth it to my clients to hire someone to help get their house ready to sell. Every house is different. The best way to know what changes to make and what not to fix is to talk to a local real estate agent. Ask them what they recommend based on your specific situation. For your advice on finding a good real estate agent, check out the link being shown. Hiring someone to get your house ready to sell can pay big dividends. The Keller Ready to Sell program is a great resource for those who qualify. Other agents may have similar programs or know contractors that are willing to wait to get paid until closing. Ask a local real estate agent who you can hire to help get your house ready to sell. And also ask them what to fix, what to change, and what not to fix when getting your house ready to sell. I hope this information was helpful in making your move easier. If you need some help buying or selling a house in the metro Atlanta area, reach out. Let's set up a time to talk.